It is day 16 and I am happy to be back here and share a little bit more with you today. I was thinking through some of the concepts that we've really been playing with, and I thought today's a good day to use the movement patterns that we've kind of set up over this last couple of days, and I'm just going to hold to that because I'm going to change where we're going to put our intention in the movement and let you explore what that means. So this is the opportunity then for you to practice a little bit, get comfortable, because when you're comfortable with the movements, then you really start to relax, and that changes your Tai Chi. That takes a little bit of time. So for people who are new to Tai Chi and you've just been tuning in and trying to figure it all out, please have patience with yourself. Know that it does take all of us a while before we get a handle on it. At least 4 months before you start to feel like, okay, this is really comfortable. And that's not to put you off. That's to show you how valuable what you're learning is. And one of the things that I like to tell my students is that if you find something is a challenge for you and you're stumbling over it, to remember you have found a pattern that is not functioning for you, and the significant portion of that is Tai Chi is going to repattern it. However, that means discomfort before you find comfort. So that can put you into chaos and movement, and then all of a sudden it's resolved. So this is really important for a concept, is not to lose patience with yourself, confidence that you can do it, or to give up on Tai Chi because you can't do it. If we can do it, you can do it. There is nobody who is special that Tai Chi is only for them. Tai Chi is for everyone. And so you just have to have patience to let the patterns sink in. And if you have lots of patterns right at the beginning that are all in chaos, fantastic. That means you came to the right place. You have found somewhere where you are going to make significant changes. And when we change movement, we don't know where that's going to show up in our lives. It can show up in our sleeping patterns. It can show up in the way that we communicate with people. It can change the way that we interpret situations. It means we might be filtering through a different emotion than we have been. So if you've been angry all the time, all of a sudden anger dissipates and you start to experience life through calmness or peace. That's a completely different way of experiencing the way you've had interactions with people. And so we never know how Tai Chi is going to show up for us in our lives. And we just have to really be observant and patient and be aware. And then there's a shift that can happen. So I'm telling you all this because if you've been following and you've been trying to gain everything, I really want you to congratulate yourselves on still being here and on engaging in what we're doing and for continuing to strive and bring Tai Chi into your life. Every day means you are bringing your body into an energy balance. You are creating a flow of energy, and you're balancing out the way the energy is coming through all the systems. So if you have a challenge in 1 or 2 systems and an imbalance has been sitting there, it will manifest into symptoms. But you balancing every day to create energy flow means the body can sort out where it needs to put things in order, and you are giving it the best impetus that you can. So I just want you to know that's really, really important. Okay, did I drive it home? I sure hope so, and I hope the right people were listening to my message. So, okay, so let's get started. Let's do, I saw a little heart go all the way up the screen, so somebody heard, thank you. Okay, so let's do the Tai Chi set, part 1 into part 2, same as we did yesterday. And then what I'm going to do is start to play with the concepts. So what we're going to do is use the movement patterns to set up an open flow of energy, deep breathing, bring us into calmness, and I need it today. It's been a big day of development of a program, and I need some centering myself, so this is fantastic. So we're going to put the bow in at the beginning to give thanks. I sometimes forget to put it in at the end because I get lost in what we're doing. And if I do forget that, when we finish the session at the end, put the bow in and just give thanks again for all those people who have passed Tai Chi to us, because we are so lucky to have it. Okay, so here it goes. Ladies, grab the left thumb, gentlemen, grab the right, just in case there's new people on. And forward and back. Just let that go. And again, I'll do seated form first, and then I'll transfer over to standing. Okay, so we are commencement. And let that sink. Pull your right hand forward. Push into the feet. Hold the ball. Ball into the feet. Left hand, left grasp bird's tail. Hold the ball. Fingertip goes to the wrist. We turn that wrist. That's calming in motion. In the set, we get to do that 11 times. It's fantastic. Open the hands, and 2 hands go forward. Push into the feet. Hands come back to the left hip, over to the right. Whip out to the side. Push into the feet. Step up to raise hands. Lift through the spine. Open, put space in the vertebra, and then it's just going to be a little sink here. Hand. Sliding forward. Push into the feet. White stork spreads wings and goes all the way up to the top. Turning the spine. Each vertebra is finding space. Okay, that was brush knee. Now you're going to go strum the peiba. Open. Brush knee left. Brush knee right. Brush knee left. Hands are going to open. Strum the peiba. Open, brush knee left. Holding the flowers. Right hand comes in, left hand comes in. Right hand comes back, and change. Wipe the sleeve. 2 hands. Push into those feet. This is going to come down, sink. Cross the hands. Now we're going to open for carry tiger to the mountain. Brush knee right. Push into the feet, bow and arrow back. Palm to palm. Open the hands. And then 2 hands out. This is going to come around, whip out diagonal, which makes a T. Turns and forward. Fist goes underneath the elbow. There's your hand turning. Palm changes, hip changes. Ward off monkey. It's going to go from the sit bone towards the tailbone. Go straight back. Don't turn at the bottom until you get there. And then when you go to turn, it's going to happen as you rise back up to the sit bone. This is going to sink straight back, rise up on the sit bone, straight back, open. So that's where the turn happens. This is going to come around, flying at a slant, falling forward. Step up to raise hands. Into white stork spreads wings. It's going to go up to the top, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. This is going to come through. Push the needle to sea bottom. So your hands coming back. We're going through. Palms face each other. Now energy into the hands and expand out. Left hand is going to go to the top. So this is going to rise up This would be fan penetrates back. And we'll stop there, like we did yesterday. Oh, that felt so nice. Okay, so I gave you a couple little ideas where you're going up to the sit bone, lengthen the spine vertebra, and then you're dropping back down. Okay, so what I'm going to give you is the idea of the theme, which will be for April. So I know we're a day ahead, but that's okay. This is for on. On is the last part of the movement. So we had expand, pause, contract. And when you get to the bottom, there's a pause before the expansion continues. And that moment when time does not exist, everything is just calm. So we're going to try to find that in the seated form when you rise up through the spine on the sit bone, and then all of a sudden it's down towards the tailbone. So we have that little rise and fall. On Ward Off Monkey, you felt it. White Stork spreads wings. So you have that pause, sink. Okay, and then it comes back up again. So just finding those places where time disappears and it's just suspension, where everything is light, full of air. All the joints have space in between them. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so let's start again. Now you know, pons, gi, lu, on. There's that settle. And there's that rise and fall. Push into the feet, rise. It's that moment of suspension, down. Left grasp bird's tail. Push into the feet. There's that rise. Sink. Push into the feet. Bow and arrow comes back. And right before you come back, there's a rise. Comes up through the sit bone. Push. Open the hands. Two hands are going to go forward. There's that moment. Sink. Push into the feet. Fingertips go towards each other. You may notice the energy now starting to flow through those fingertips. Sink. Push into the feet. This comes up. There's that moment. Spine lengthens, drops. Lift again through the spine. And this is going to fall. White stork spreads wings. Lift, lift, lift. Nice and long. And now there's a rotation. So you want to do that until you've built the space in the joints. Lift. And then there's that fall. So brush knee left. Push. There's your suspension there for that moment. Sink. Open. There's that lift. Sink. Lift. Sink. Push into the feet. Lift. And then sink. Open the hands. Lift up nice, just so calm. Strum the pepa. Lift. So the space in between each vertebra. And then let that go. Falling down into the feet. Twist step. So this is going to lift again. Up. Just that pause, that moment. In. Out. Wipe the sleeve. And then you're going to just fall forward into the feet. Wipe underneath the arm. Two hands are going to go forward. Push into the feet. And here's a moment where we get to pause, sink. Lift. Everything opens and expands. Okay, so the hands are going to open. So now we go into part two. So here comes your brush knee right. Fall into the feet. Bow and arrow is going to come back. Two hands go forward. open the hands, and you're just going to let everything softly rise and then fall. This is going to come back towards the left hip, circle around, whip to one side on the right. Oh, sorry. Comes up to make the T, sink. So now right here, you've got a rotation in the spine, space and everything, and then forward. Pause comes up as you rise on those feet, sitting at the top of the sit bone. Hand is turning, the right hand goes underneath the elbow. Turn the palm, that has a little drop. We did that yesterday. Rise up. So there's your space, ward off monkey. So here we go. This is going to go straight back towards the tailbone, and then you rise up as you go to turn, and that allows freedom in the spine to be able to move. Sink. Rise up. That's going to come through. Sink. Rise up. This is going to come around. Push into the left foot. Push into the right foot. And up. Here we go. Sink. You start talking about different pieces and I can't remember where I am. Okay, white stork spreads wings, lift. Forward, sink. Push into the feet. Gonna roll up. Nice big expansion, everything opens. You may notice the breath now is really slowed down. Brush knee, left. Push back. Push needle to sea bottom. This is taking the golden pill, which is where we make energy, and what we do is we expand that pushing needle, that gift that is your gift. We expand it, and fan penetrates back. We share our gifts with the world, our purpose for being, and why we're here. Pull this back. Right. Okay, fingers are buzzing, feet are buzzing. I can feel my legs have warmed up and I'm nice and calm. The only thing I can't do is keep track of all those details in there, trying to make sure I cue you right. Okay, so let's go to standing for the third version. If you're staying seated, stay here. That's totally fine. You know how to go back and forth. And hopefully today you felt that lift, that pause, that moment of suspension where everything is light as a feather, and then the movement that comes back to it. And now I'll try to put it into the standing form. Okay, so I will do my best within my little space here. All right, and where can you see my feet? Okay, so commencement. It's going to rise, drop, sink into your feet. Everything is nice and relaxed. Back opens, hips release. Right hand is going to come out to the right. Turn. Hold the ball, step to the left, left grasp bird's tail. Hold the ball, step with the right, fingertip to the wrist, bow and arrow back. Just move back here so you can see my hands. Palm towards palm, sink back into the left. There's that sit and then push. That moment where you find the power and send it back. Sinking back. We're going to come around. There's your right foot, leg, all the way around. Spinning on the left toe. Whip to one side, comes around. Place the foot. Sink. Sinking back into the right. Left toe's going to turn. Heel's going to go out. Turning the hands. Sink. Foot. Hand. Step and glide. Okay, and now here's your pause at the bottom, push. That's where your power is coming through the feet. Spiral action. Cleans out the bone marrow, helps red blood cells. Brush knee. Half a step. Heel goes out. This is from the pay pack. Open right up down the spine. Whole spine lets go. Brush knee left. twist step, brush knee right, twist step, brush knee left. I'm going to just adjust here. Half a step, heel goes out, sink, drop the spine, open the hands and brush knee left. Twist step, hold the flowers, sink, let the spine open, step patois, in with the right, out with the right, wipe the sleeve, step through, and punch. Even in my house, I have to jostle around the furniture. 2 hands go out. Up here to close entrance. It's going to come around, left toe comes around, right heel adjusts, sink, open the spine, cross over to the left, adjust the foot. Push off the left toe is going to turn. We're going to step to the back right corner, brush knee right. Sink back. Pushing through the feet, sink. Open the hands. It comes around, whip out, sink. Open the spine. Place the foot, step, and it would be over to your left corner, left front corner, and then fist is going to go underneath the elbow and you'd be looking to the side. Open the hands. Okay, so here goes our ward off monkey. If you're seated, you know, go straight back, open the spine, put space in the spine, and then let the spine turn as you rise. Step patois. Let the tailbone go straight back, open and lengthen the spine, and then turn it afterwards. Step, comes through, open the hand, place the foot, you're going into the right, over to the left, holding the ball, step, and then your right hand is going to pull out. Step up to raise hands, sink, foot, hand, glide across, sink. White stork spreads wings, up to the top, expand, drop the tailbone. That's going to open everything, and then brush knee left. Half a step, push the needle to C bottom, so the right hand's going to the ground, push into the foot, sink back. Push out your hands, this is fan penetrates back. Sink back into the right, that adjusts over, turn, all the way around to face the right side, sink and open the spine, place the foot, zip, headlock, knuckles, pull through. Okay, that gives us 3 times through, because I do forget to put the bow in at the end. If we had done 108 moves, we would put the bow in, so let's do that now. Just bring that back. Bring your focus into gratitude. Open for all possibilities. And as we did yesterday, thinking about how we can share the energy we're creating together with those who really need it, who don't have time to stop and be able to do what we're doing. So we're passing our energy forward and sharing it with others. Okay, so let's go into concepts for today. So I think we got the suspension, the pause in the moment there, and then the drop. I think that was pretty easy to find on the seat, in my eyes anyway. A little bit harder once we were standing because there was so much going on with the feet and the hips and everything. That's one thing about doing things standing. Sometimes you can learn it better seated, and then you can apply it when you come back up. So let's take the last bottom. Let's do ward off monkey, same as we were doing yesterday. And ward off monkey, we would have been turning to the left and traveling backwards towards the right. What I'm going to do is just turn myself a little bit, and hopefully that's going to give you the look of what we're looking for. So again, we're looking for the on So we had the pons, the gi, the lu, and the on. So this is the pause at the end of the expansion contraction piece, okay? So if we go from whip out diagonal, then the hand is going to turn. It's what we worked on a couple days ago. My left heel is going to go out on the floor. My right hand is going to come down, and as it does, I start to line up my spine. And just before it gets underneath my elbow, I start to sink and I turn my palm. And there's that drop. That's the end of the expansion contraction piece, and that's the pause right at the bottom. Tailbone opens, and this begins the expansion. So it's like that split moment where the spine lets go, you have all the possibilities, and then here we go again. Okay, so we've got that little bit. So let's go again. You've got the end of whip out diagonal. Hand starts to turn, heel goes out. Now there's different ways that people have done this, so I'm just keeping it very basic so that we can focus on the part we're thinking about, which is drop. And step. So this is going to go straight back. So we have expansion. Down the spine has expansion here. Contraction is coming in lower dantian, below the belly button. And there's this moment, and there's the expansion. Sink and go straight back. Opens. Step, goes straight back. Opens. Okay, and then it would be step back with your right foot, which would go spiral sink down into the right. There's your pause. Over to the left. There's your pause. Step. And reach out the hand. I changed all my directions. All my normal orientations of where I am in space completely disappeared. So step up to raise hands would have been there. All right, thinking about a lot. So I'm hoping you can feel that spine hits its final place, and it never actually gets to the bottom, but you kind of feel like you're forever in a drop, and then it's kind of like, and you move to the next place. That's the moment we're looking for. We're trying to create that expansion contraction feeling and those moments when you have all that you need in one spot. That's where we've created energy and we can store it. Lower dantian is making that possible. And then in the expansion contraction, so that up and down the spine, we actually are pushing up the spine. We are energizing all the way through to the top of the head. Different kinds of energy is traveling through there. And also nutrients. That's the other key piece. Nutrients will travel some through the meridians, which will be very powerful. Some that's less, which is going to be coming through the cerebral spinal fluid, coming through the blood, passing back through the lymph. And those nutrients and toxins that are exchanging there are a little bit different than what's traveling through our meridian system, which we've referred to as our electrical system, which isn't quite right, but gives you kind of the idea. All of that, you get to the bottom, you've got that sink, and then what you're doing is you're sending it. You're sending the energy back up, washing through everything. The spiral action that goes down into the foot and then comes back out of the foot, that spiral, is taking that same action, but then it twists it, kind of like when you wring out the dishcloth. It wrings it out and then expands it. And it's like, okay, got rid of things that didn't need to be there. Now let's replace it with other pieces. Okay, and that's what we're trying to do. All right. So we're going to take the same pattern. We're going to repeat what we just did. I'm going to add one more piece to it, just so you have lots to think about. The belly. We talk about where the hand is going to go. We talk about down into the foot, out of the foot. Everything actually is instigated from the center core. And not core as in a a Pilates kind of core where you keep everything tight. It's actually let it go. And that belly has a spiral in it that activates all of the 5 elements, which is the meridians, how the meridians send energy everywhere that they need to go. And it's through that belly action that you are activating the information of flow, okay? And it is faster than the speed of light. So we are making huge changes with very little movement, but we want to bring it from the belly. Okay, so said all that. So we're going to go to the end of whip out diagonal, same as you were doing. Okay, so I've stepped forward with my left foot. Okay, and then I'm going to sink. Sorry, I'm going to step forward with my right foot. That would be better. Okay, because then my left heel can go out. Okay, and here's where we're going to start. So you have that spiral action of the right hand, the left hand. The right hand is coming down to go underneath the fist, and the spine is going to elongate right there. And when you let the hand go, it can go right to the bottom. And then you expand out. Step back with the left foot. Tailbone's going straight back. Your hand goes through its positions. You'll notice from the palm up, palm down, there'll be an expansion where the hand goes straight out. Sink. Okay. There goes our belly. And belly's going to lead us around into the right leg, around into the left leg, around into the right leg to reach out. Okay. So many cool things. Let's do it again. So stepping on the right, whip out diagonal. Okay. Up, expand, lift, 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 up. And as this goes underneath, sink, tailbone opens, and belly leads you out. Step patois, sink. That goes right straight back. Belly leads you out. Step, you notice the hip lets go as soon as you include that belly. So tailbone goes back. It starts to rise. Belly leads you. Step, sink back. Starts to rise. Okay, so we're going to put the right foot behind, and the belly this time leads you over. Your arms just follow you, and then the belly leads you back. You can feel that push come out of your foot, but it has no effort now. Push with the belly, and that drops you around into step up to raise hands. Okay, so when we first learn Tai Chi, we go with structure. Where are the hands? What are they doing? How are we getting there? Push through the foot. And then when we get to this belly thing, effort disappears. That's what we're looking for. We have found out how to cultivate the energy with no effort. That's where we're heading. Okay, so I'm going to do the same pattern again because there's just so much to play with in there. So you're going to step into the right. Heel goes out. There's a lift. Suspension. Sink. Drop. Just as you get to the bottom, the hand's turning. Breath. Step. This goes straight back. Expand. The belly goes first. Step. It's not because you really forced it there. It's just, oh, I can radiate out from the center. Step. Go straight back. Expand. So here goes your step back. Hope there isn't a catfish. Sink into the right. Okay, so now here you go. The belly is going to lead you over, and then the belly is going to lead you back. Sorry, that would be hand out. Okay, so we're just going to do that little part facing the camera so you can see that. So ward off monkey finished. Going back. You step back with the right foot. So the belly leads you over into the right leg. Step. Belly leads you over to the left. Step. Belly leads you over almost no movement happening with the hands. They just kind of flow across, which is really amazing. Okay, so let's try that again. And then hopefully, I know you've got to figure out your directions. Hopefully that's matching. Okay, so the last step would have been ward off monkey here. So the right foot is in front, straight back. So this expands. Step back with your right foot and then push over into the right. Sink. I'm feeling like this has got something not right with it just as I'm turning. Comes over. Yep, nope, comes around. Sorry. Over. Belly's going to lead you back into the left. Step with the right foot. Belly leads you out. Sink. Okay. Again, I just turned myself around in the room and it's like, am I even doing the move right? Okay. I hope you found that. Let's go back to seated and just have a chance to play here because it's going to be a little bit different, but also you're going to have that chance to bring it up the spine some more. Okay, so we have whip out diagonal. So that's going to be falling into the foot. Push into the foot and the hand turns. Right hand's going to go underneath. You feel the tailbone start to line up and then there's this sink as soon as you turn your palm. Expansion up through the top of the head. And now let's bring the belly in. So the belly is going to face the front and there's going to be a contraction through lower dantian. Up. Spiral. Contraction sinking back. Up. Sinking back. Going straight back, up, and now belly's going to lead you over to the right, belly's going to lead you back to the left, you are still engaging the feet, belly's going to lead you back straight, out. Okay, inside you may feel like it's going like this, which it was doing standing too, but you notice a lot more seated. That zigzag, if you remind yourself about the fascia, which surrounds all of the organs, that fascia is, the layers are sliding past each other and they're sending so much information, the organs can talk to each other energetically. And that means you have better function because now there's this communication going on. So let's do that again and we'll just see if we can bring that back in. So you have whip out diagonal. Push into the feet. That's going to come up, rise. Fist goes underneath the elbow, and there's a sink, and the hand goes back, open, lift. So now belly's going to come around to the front. Hello, Hunter, I see you. Pushing back, lift. Hand comes back, sink. Open, sink. Comes right through, open and expand. Okay, so now this is going to go over to the right, over to the left. So the belly is leading you, belly leads you back. You feel your feet just instigate into the floor. Oops, sorry, that would be palm flat. I always want to go into grass bird's tail. Okay, but you feel as you go to bring the belly back, the leg just engages. So now you're not thinking like we were doing before, push into the right, push into the left, push into the right. All of that is gone and it's just the belly leads you and the leg goes, oh, let me help you. And then the belly goes back, oh, let me help you there. And now the thought is gone. You don't have to do so much. That radiation is just coming out from the middle. Okay, that gives you a little bit of a chance to play with that concept. I think I might have got all of that on my list. I did. So I'm just going to step a little closer because I have no idea what time it is. All right, I see Ian, Jeanette, and Charlotte have joined in. So I'm glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Okay, so let's finish off with just that belly concept. And I'm just going to use parting horse's mane. Just going to use that last part, but with the belly. Okay, and that's how we'll finish today. So these are figure 8 patterns. Yesterday I closed off with Cook's hookups, which makes a figure 8 pattern, and we're just going to repeat that, but we're going to do it by movement. So if you will hold the ball to the left, belly is going to lead you out towards the right. Push into the feet. Belly's going to keep going to the right, and then it's going to expand to the left. It stays on the left, hold the ball, and it's going to expand back to the right. Belly stays on the right, and then expands over to the left. Same thing, stays to the left, and expands to the right. And let's just move into grass bird's tail. So we have left grass bird's tail first. So the belly's going to lead you forward. Push into the feet, goes back. And then you go forward. Now right here on the grass bird's tail, turn the belly to pull back. Turn the belly to lead you forward. Take that belly back a little bit to the left. It's a little bit different seated. Comes out. And we'll just finish with the whip. Comes in, across. The belly leads you over. And then it leads you forward. Just gives you a different feel for the movement there. So, okay, I hope I gave you lots to think about. You'll be like walking around with the belly, trying to figure out what you want to do with things. You have moved a lot internally, which is what part 2 of low cup would also be doing, is internal movement and really getting the fascia to move and start to really clear things out for the organs so they can function better. So if you have some time, take a little bit more time with this and try to play and see what it means for you. You can make some significant differences. I hope you have a great sleep tonight, and tomorrow is Wednesday. We are doing a little initiative from the Atlantic Therapeutic Touch Network at 9:30 a.m. our time tomorrow, Wednesday morning, for the next 10 weeks. What we're going to do is generate energy for all those people who've been affected by COVID-19. And we thought with therapeutic touch, but you're a Tai Chi people, so if you get up in the morning tomorrow, even if it's not 9:30 Atlantic time, because that would be 5:30 Pacific time, when you get up in the morning, if you would just spend a couple of minutes just doing some energy work to pass to others so that their day starts with energy and they can sustain themselves through the tasks that they may have to do for the day or the healing that they're trying to do. Just to give that start, you're going to be linked up with people all over doing that same connection. So if you have a chance to do that, that would be great. Okay, thanks for being here. See you tomorrow at 5. Otherwise, when you get up in the morning, please do Tai Chi and be well. Take care.